And we are live.
Live, live, live. We're live, 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 live. L to the I to the VVE. That spells live for you and me.
Did you just make that up? That was great. Yeah, we're going to start singing every intro. Okay, let me sing everything.
Okay.
We are live on Just Paranormal Late Night. Who's our guest?
Romance.
Debra Fawcett, haunting Lavaca County Jail, is here in the building. What's going on, Debra?
Hey man, what's up?
Nothing much, just same old, same old. We were together last night,
Yes,
but that
we
sounded
were.
really bad.
Whoa,
The three
I
of
don't
us.
remember this.
Yeah,
We
the
had
three of us.
Actually, we had a foursome. Lisa was with us.
yeah.
I don't have any recollection.
Yeah, you say that now.
He was roofied.
Roofied.
Cost
That
me
was
the-
a fun night. I appreciate you guys coming to help us with that. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Can you give a little backstory to what happened?
Lisa called me. That's what happened. No, some of her family is friends with this guy who lives in his house, and allegedly it has a 10-year history of being haunted. And there was this mass murder that took place a couple doors down. The guy is facing the death penalty for shooting a man and his wife and their 5 children, like execution style. One of the children lived, the oldest girl, and the tie to this house was the man said that they were getting stuff from a woman and 2 of her children, 2 boys, which would match up, and that the people that once lived in this house babysat those children from the murder house a couple of doors down.
Yeah.
And he felt like maybe that was those children, but that a lot of the responses they would get were directed to this man who won't let us talk, or some dominant figure that was holding them back from communicating. But he didn't really feel like this guy had anything to do with that murder case, that it was probably somebody connected with the property. It was old farmland, from what I understand.
Yeah.
A lot of like slave territory, so who knows? But he said that they'd had a lot of I don't know. I didn't talk to him in person. He, of course, he wouldn't come over there when we were there yesterday. He didn't want to be in the house, but he said it was kind of violent, that people had gotten shoved, and he had a team out there investigating that was there for a few hours one night, and it was too aggressive for them. They left. So we offered to go in and do a cleansing of the house and see if that would help him. But he is pretty much moved out and really doesn't plan on going back there. He was renting it short term, and I think his plans are to move soon to Colorado.
Okay. Well, I wonder if him thinking that this babysitter had an attachment with her that brought to the house, what if he created the shit himself?
You think so? Like he brought it along?
He
conjured it up himself?
Yeah,
if he knew all that story and everything, yeah, it would be a possibility. I mean, I think he looks at it as those kids ran over there as a place of refuge because they felt safe in that house, like going next door to get help from a neighbor, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it before. People think something, and it kind of manifests it because the mind is so powerful.
But when we were in that closet last night, and we got that EVP of what sounded like a little boy that said that when you asked him, "What are you doing in here?" and he said, "I'm hiding from the man."
Yeah, hiding from the man, I think is what it said.
Yeah, that was pretty creepy.
Yeah, we'll get into the EVPs in a second. Let me go to the chat really quick and say what's up to everybody. What's going on, Keeper? Hey, Karen. Lady Death, what's crack-a-lackin' homegirl? We got Amy. She said that she can't stay long at storming. Oh, man. Well, be careful. Steve Marsh. Deborah, do you know Steve Marsh? He said, I'm watching. Can't wait till Saturday. Looking forward to meet you, JP.
Oh, no, I don't know him, but he must be coming to the event Saturday.
Cool. Well, can't wait to meet you, buddy. Jen, what's going on, Jen? Sean's in the house. Joe's in the house, being Joe as always. Lame. You're lame, Joe. Lame. Are you doing a live stream
Joe
right
Vitale?
now? Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Okay, so yeah, we caught. Okay, so I know that the Panasonic DR60, some people believe in it, some people don't, right? But when you catch the EVPs like we caught last night with it, how do you not believe in that
My
thing?
God, dude. I mean, it blows me away. I want one so bad. If anybody out there wants, my birthday's coming up.
Right?
I would like to buy me one. Man, yeah.
Yeah.
I want one. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's just when people tell me that they don't work and they're not good, I'm like, do you have one? And they're like, no. I'm like, oh, well, that's why.
It's one of those things like seeing is believing at that point.
Yeah,
and, it is. Man, when we caught those EVPs last night,
I haven't caught EVPs like that
on it in a long time. Loud.
Yeah.
Andre has one, and we use it a lot when he's investigating with us, and I always look forward to that because it's awesome. And I lust after it. I want one.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I'll have that video out by Monday so you can see it. But we caught an EVP where the little boy said hiding from the man. And then we caught an EVP that said Debra's name.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah, and then it said come here for a second. Like clear. Like
that's when you were gonna leave the closet. You said I'll leave this recorder in here. And it was like, come in here just for a second.
Yeah, like, and it was so clear.
I think that gave us
it was so clear.
Oh, that freaked me out.
Yeah,
it was so clear. Like usually with a DR60, you're trying to make out what it's saying. You're like, what is this?
Oh man, you didn't have to struggle for that one at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
And it was very soft spoken compared to some of the responses you get on the DR60, where it's kind of screaming at you.
Mm-hmm.
This was not like that. It was more childlike.
It's like, come here
just
for a
second.
Yeah. Insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to go inside you. Come here.
Oh man, that was awesome.
You want to play a game? Come here.
You want to play a game?
No, but it was crazy.
Dylan's in the house. What's up, Dylan? Your boy Dylan at Concho Valley. If you have not subscribed to Concho Valley,
man, he is such a badass dude.
If you have not subscribed to Concho Valley's Paranormal, what are you doing?
Do it.
What are you
doing? They are awesome.
Dilbert.
I always have a great time when they're here.
Yeah, they're awesome. Awesome people. Yeah, so last night was definitely interesting, but
yeah, it was.
How's the old jail doing? You know, I know there's some restoration happening on it.
Yes, there is. We've been gutting some rooms, and we're cutting out walls in the back to put in a new restroom back there so we can tear off the front of the building. So things are fixing to start happening pretty quickly.
All right, cool. New restroom. I got to break it in.
Yeah, and I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask.
911 room's gonna be gone, dude. You can't hide anymore. It's already gone.
My safe space.
Yeah,
your safe space is no more.
I'm gonna ask the question that's on everybody's mind: is the restoration causing more activity?
It is. It is. But it always does. And I think it's really going to accelerate once we really get into, I mean, now we're gutting out the rooms in the front, getting ready to, implode them all.
Yeah.
And redo the front. It's going to be done in sections so that it's kind of hard to explain, but the inside hallway where the restrooms are will be the first to go so we can fix the front facade of the building right there without anybody seeing what's going on, or it won't be exposed to the elements or anything.
Yeah.
Once that's all done, it'll be plywooded over. Then we'll take off the rest with a wrecking ball. So right now we've been taking out cabinets, windows, doors, stuff like that. But
you got to promise us whenever you do the wrecking ball, you'll invite us.
And Miley Cyrus.
Dude. One swing, and the front part of this building. It's amazing that this jail, being like 133 years old, is still very structurally sound as far as the original part of the building goes.
She says that and then it collapses.
Yeah. You just hear a noise right now.
It withstood major floods and stuff like that. This front addition that we're tearing off that they added in 1976 is just, oh my God, it's so shabbily put together. And so just, you can put your fist through most of the walls in there.
Yeah.
During Hurricane Harvey, it's a flat roof on top of all that. All three of these ceilings caved in.
Huh. Wow.
From the weight of the water. And I remember telling Roger, the owner of the jail, you know, one more storm like this, and the building's going to demo itself. We're going to save a lot of money. It's just going to cave in.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be a big deal to tear it apart. It's just getting the preliminary stuff done, all the resurfacing in the front, because I want it to be like the big reveal, you know, when that front part comes off, the rest is already there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be cool.
I want to ask you this question. So I know a lot of people out there like probably have dreams or a desire to maybe, hey, one day I can own a haunted location or run a haunted location. What do you have to tell them about that? What's stuff people don't think about? Like, okay, take for instance, when people find out I was having a kid, they're like, oh, get ready not to sleep and stuff. But what they don't tell you is that a 2-year-old will hold their shit in.
Oh yeah, for 5
because they're
days.
scared of the
They make your
toilet.
life a living hell.
Yeah, and they scream because their stomach hurts because they have to poop, but they're holding it in. They don't tell you that stuff. So what's stuff that they didn't tell you whenever you started running this jail?
I mean, I got into, when I first started working with the jail, was to help him do all the restoration work, which ended up in me doing all the restoration work.
Yeah.
He bought it as a long-term project and just really didn't have time to work on it. And, you know, walking into this building the first time, it was like, oh, God, it was nasty. I mean, it had been closed up and empty for 10 years with a lot of leaks in the roof, a lot of ongoing water damage. You can imagine the mold and warped everything and just, ew, you know, didn't want to touch anything. And after working on it for several months and witnessing, you know, daily when I was here, all of the paranormal activity going on, it was like, man, you know, this is going to take a lot of money to fix everything here that needs to be done. It's going to take a lot of time. But within the first year, I think we could have it cleaned up enough that we could offer it to private paranormal groups as a place to come and investigate to help fund some of the restoration work. And most people, I think, that buy a haunted location or they want one, oh, I'm going to make a bunch of money doing this. You're not.
Mm-hmm. No.
I mean, I am so deep in debt over this, even though I don't own it. It's just become such a labor of love for me personally that I have a lot of my own money invested in it. And when we decided to let groups come here, and once we got it to that state where, you know, it wasn't, I won't mention any other locations, but it wasn't one of those places where you had to go in wearing a mask or a respirator or gloves or worrying about touching anything. I mean, it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Had electricity, running water, clean restrooms, you know, clean linens, the place is clean.
You don't have to worry about catching a disease when you're in there.
No. I mean, it's nothing like it. It's enjoyable to be in. But it's still a long, long way to go. And when you're working on a building like this, and, you know, we've done everything according to the registry guidelines, because I mean, it's eligible to be on the historic registry. It's the second oldest continuously operating jail in Texas.
Wow.
We're not on the registry as of yet for a number of reasons. We're privately owned, so it doesn't really give you any benefit. It's not like you're going to get any funding from the state or anything like that. And every little restorative measure that you take has to be submitted to them for their approval before you do it. It can take 90 days for them to respond.
Jeez.
It would take decades to do what needed to be done here. So we decided, yeah, we'll do that down the road. But we've documented everything as we've gone, according to the historic guidelines, because I'm very well versed on historic preservation and restoration, and everything's been done that way to date. So, you know, we will eventually be on the registry. People think, yeah, you're going to make a lot of money doing this. Well, utilities to run any kind of building this size is immense.
Yeah.
We run into so many surprises that we never knew existed, like all the wiring needing to be totally removed and redone, all the vents removed and redone, and AC redone, and so much concrete repair, and we're still waiting on the Illuminati to come, masons, and do some master masonry for us. But you're talking about tens of thousands of dollars. If this place was booked up every night of the week for a year, it's still not a money-making proposition. But that's not what we had in mind with the jail. Roger buys historic buildings because he loves history. He loves saving historic buildings, and he has quite a number of them. He bought this because he wanted to restore it as a museum, give it back to the community, to promote history awareness. And I mean, the jail is so unique because it spans that 100-year span of prison technology. I mean, you've seen those medieval cells upstairs.
It's like a jail within a jail.
Oh man, and those were actually manufactured in 1874.
Wow.
And erected here in 1885. The newer cells with the regular, steel door bars downstairs were added in 1976. So it's really cool to look at how people used to live in prison life 100 years later, how it was a little more humane. Well, now it's a closed up room with a little bitty window.
Yeah.
I would rather have the bars where I could look out and see people. But it's not like that anymore in most places, unless you're in fucking Alcatraz or someplace.
All right. Before I get on to our next question, Dylan said, think he can buy our local Naylor Hotel before they destroy it. LOL.
Which hotel?
Naylor Hotel, and he's over by...
It's in San Angelo?
Yeah, San Angelo.
Send me some info on it.
Send her some info, Dylan. I don't know why I said it. You heard.
I'll research it.
Okay, so my next question is, how has the jail changed your life in the sense of like positive ways, not the hassles of getting it up and running and the money side, like the paranormal side? What about it has changed your life in a good way?
Oh wow. I mean, this is a paranormal playground. And to be able to I walked away from a 35-year career in medicine because I wanted to be here full time for no money. Working on this place. Because, I mean, I've been a paranormal researcher for over 45 years. Always my focus has been primarily ITC. I love ghost boxing, EVPs, all that kind of stuff. I mean, this place is such a... My God. I mean, you get that all the time here. I mean, it's just there. And there was so much to do here that it was hard to stay focused and come in here and work without getting caught up in all that. But sometimes you got caught up in all that because they would get your attention one way or another. I would go in here not in the mindset that I'm going to do some investigating. I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to paint walls today. Or I'm going to,
They're like, no, you're not.
And they're like, oh, no. I mean, they would do something to make you interact with them where you'd stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
But...
like kids. Like, give me attention.
Yeah, it has really changed. It's broadened my scope. I've had a lot of experiences here that I'd never had before.
Yeah. Oh, don't even get me started.
You know what I'm talking about. I mean, we have talked about this.
Yeah.
I mean, you go into most haunted places, especially a jail or someplace like that, and you expect to get a lot of EVPs. You expect to get banging on the cells. You expect to get jail noise and stuff. You don't expect what you get here.
Yeah.
It's like you get blindsided by some of the things that happen here. And I always tell people it goes way beyond the boo.
Oh yeah,
It's like, give me the bangs and knocks back. And I can remember when I first started coming here, and me and Gene would be sitting back there, and we'd be working, but sitting around taking a break. Yeah, let's do a little EVP session or something. And I mean, the least little bang, man, we'd light up, and man, did you hear that? But you get to the point where you're just so desensitized because there's so much of it.
Mm-hmm.
Where you get to the point where it doesn't even get your attention anymore. You don't even look up for that.
Yeah.
And they come up with more creative ways.
Yeah.
That doesn't slay you anymore. Yeah, what do you think? See this? Why don't you pull a rabbit out of my hat? But I mean, some of the things are just so beyond what you think of in a typical just, haunting. It's more the, mind fuck kind of stuff that.
Only way to explain it, a mind fuck.
It is. It's the only way to explain it, where you just sit and look at the pavement for an hour and go, man, I will never figure this out, and somehow I got to get a grip.
Yeah, I'm going to tell that
story. It takes you days sometimes to get a grip.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you guys
a story. We have quite a story.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you guys a story before the show's over, but Sean said that the spaghetti warehouse in Houston's for sale. I don't know if that's something.
Is it really?
It is for sale. They're relocating, and but they got severe flood damage.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, that's going to be a real expensive venture to. I mean, that's the reason they're moving out. It was like an insurance, heads up. You just can't fix it. It would cost too much.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it would be a money-making venture for somebody to salvage that building, but there are other buildings around there too that are going through, being salvaged. So.
Hey, that Naylor Hotel sounds pretty interesting.
I don't know anything about it. I've never heard that.
Yeah, Dylan would definitely help with it, like help clean it up and stuff. Him and his team, they would.
I wonder how old is it? Do we know?
Dylan, get us some information on here really quick, and then you'll have to resend it to Debra because I'm sure me and her will both forget.
Send me a realtor.
I want to end. I want to end on our mindfuck story because it's so crazy.
Oh my god, dude!
Share. Okay, so there's two that I'm thinking of. The first one, I'll give you a hint at what it is, and then you can share the story. When lights turn on that you didn't even know worked.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's funny because Gene is sitting right here next to me right now. He was here when that happened. Can I throw him in front of the camera?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. Special guest.
Come here, Gene.
Special guest.
Gene is an artist. He is now starting to do.
Gene is an amazing artist. He won't be able to hear unless I unplug my headphones.
Or give him one. Give him one of your headphones.
Oh yeah, let me give you this one. Here we go.
Share some earwax.
Yeah.
Here's some earwax.
Yeah, I can hear.
Can you see him?
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, he's right there.
There he is. He's my buddy. I love Gene. He helps me a lot here.
Yeah, Gene's awesome.
So, we had a group of girls here it was a birthday party, right?
Yes.
And they had mentioned something about doing a Ouija board session. And I said, well, I have one if you guys would like to use it. So they took it upstairs. Excuse me. The upstairs is split in half. It has a men's side and women's side. So they were on. And Gene, Mr. Fearless, he goes, well, does it have to be dark?
Well, I was dead set against the thing anyway. I mean, it's like a Ouija board. Come on now.
Oh, yeah. I said, so the lights work on the women's side or on the men's side. We'll take it over there, and it doesn't have to be dark. Doesn't matter. So they're in there messing around. Nothing really happens, right?
For almost an hour, nothing happened, and we started poking fun at it. Actually,
yeah, I'm like, come on, Captain Howdy.
So.
Yeah, so I said, well, I haven't really done a Ouija board since I was like 13. I said, let's actually look at the instructions on it. And I pull it out, and I'm looking at it. And I said, oh, it glows in the dark. I said, let's take it across the hall to the men's side. Because the lights there had never, ever worked. I'd even had my electrician up on top of the cells to check out the box up there. And he's like, no, it's all dead.
There wasn't no power going to it.
No. And the lights are all brown where they've been filled with water.
Yep.
Yeah, there was no power going to the box. I said, yeah, it's dark over there. Let's take it over there.
Well, and then, well, like I said, we were laughing at it because it wasn't working. And so we walked over there, and the first thing that happens is a light. We look, and sure enough, the board is glowing. It's glowing in the dark.
Yeah, the planchett's
Ouija
it's
board.
glowing. And a couple of girls are sitting there, and the planchette starts to move.
Then the lights pop on.
And then the lights come on. I mean, like full blast lights.
We thought Deb did it, and she's standing right there.
I said, there's no light
that's
switches
wild.
up here. There are no light switches up here. The prisoners didn't get light switches. The only way you can turn those lights on is through breaker boxes. I said, yeah, now they work. Well, then when the lights came on, I could see this big dark shadow moving across the outside of the bars there on the women's side. But the girls were recording, so I didn't want to say anything, but Gene's standing next to me, and I'm punching him in the arm.
She's punching me in the chest.
Look.
Her eyes are this
he
big.
looks at me and goes, you should see your eyes right now. And I'm like, do you see this? And he goes, you see the lights are on. But it was like boom, boom, boom. All these things happened all at once.
All at once. In the span of a minute, all that happened.
Man, that's crazy.
I need a cigarette. I'm going outside.
That is just so weird. And then the next story that I thought was really interesting was the pictures of you, Deborah.
Naked?
Oh, where are these at?
Granted, that would be weird. Oh, me showing up in people's photographs when I wasn't even with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
That's
so
really
they would
weird.
take a picture. You're in the picture, but you're not there at the time. You're like asleep in the side building.
Yeah, she had called me and she said we were doing all these photographs out in the backyard. Before we went to bed, they wanted to borrow my Andy's box.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Robbie and Karina.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
I remember that.
So we were in the officer's lounge in the new part in the back of the ghost box, and I told him, I said, man, walk around the yard, try to get some EVPs back there. And I went to bed, and it was a few days later, she messaged me, and she said, yeah, we're going through our pictures, and we don't remember you being with us outside when we were ghost boxing out in the backyard and doing EVP sessions. I said, well, because I wasn't. She said, yeah, we didn't think so. And we're recording the whole time we're out there. But never do either of us mention you, talk to you, but you're like 20 feet ahead of us in several photographs.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's so creepy.
Yeah.
That is so creepy.
That's creepy.
That kind of goes with the story. Sean, he's actually in the chat. So one time we were there, and me and my wife, we walked into the jail. And when we first walk in, you either go left or you go straight up the stairs to the second floor.
Yeah.
So we took a left. We were following Sean. Sean was in front of us, right? We're going. He's walking ahead of us, like pretty far, where we could just barely catch him going around corners. And we saw him go left down that hallway as if he was going to the old break room. Well, me and Summer follow, and then there's another quick right turn, so we wouldn't have seen him because he was so far ahead of us. So we just assume that he's in the break room. So we go to the break room. He's not there. We're like, what? And then we come out of the break room looking for him. We go back down the way we came, and right before we take a left, he comes around that corner, and we're like, dude, where'd you go? And he's like, oh, I went down to the other way. He said he took a right when we saw him take a left, and it was Sean. It wasn't like a figure that we just saw. Like Sean was wearing a hat. He's wearing, those like Dickie style like shorts.
Wow.
Probably a death metal shirt.
Yeah, his tattoos.
Yeah, his tattoos. Yeah. Oh, and
I've
he's
had
gay.
other people
That's true.
tell me similar
Doppelganger.
stories like that.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was absolutely insane. Somebody said fake in the chat. Somebody said I'm gay and delusions.
Faking good.
Hey.
We got a troll in the house. Hey, this is our
Troll in
first
the house.
troll.
Kick that little bastard to the curb.
Yeah.
Bring
Most
him over
likely.
here so you shit this
Yeah, most likely a virgin, I'm sure.
We can sacrifice them. That's good.
Yeah, we can sacrifice.
Oh, we can sacrifice a bird.
Let's think about it.
it.
Positive thoughts, guys. Positive.
Yeah, positive thoughts.
So those are just a few things where you're just like, man, it's insane. Like this place is so crazy.
It'll mess with your head.
Yeah, for sure. So our story was really, really weird. I don't know. Do you want me to tell it?
Yeah, I want you to tell it.
Yeah. Okay. So I was in the jail by myself, and I was in the sheriff's office, and the whole vibe, like, it had felt like a certain way for so long, and the whole vibe was like normal, and then out of nowhere something like snapped, and it just changed. Like the feeling in there just completely changed. And then I hear some footsteps coming down the hall, and I'm laying down, and the door to the sheriff's office right there, and like something started kind of messing with the doorknob. So I call Debra on the walkie, and I'm like, Debra, can you come in here? Because it was scary. Like the vibe felt weird. I didn't say anything to her. Debra walks through the door, and she said, whoa. And I was like, yeah. And she goes, yeah, I feel it. I'm like, yeah, it's weird. It's like you can feel it just change. And let me, I need to put, this guy keeps chatting in the thing, and I keep seeing it. It's taking me off my attention. Okay, so then she says that, and we're like, what is it? And we're like, who's here? We're asking questions, and we're in the sheriff's office, and we hear, hello. And then we're like, well, sometimes, like Gene, he comes up to the jail, or somebody else comes up to the jail to come say hi to Debra random times in the middle of the night. So I'm thinking that it's probably just one of her friends. We go right outside, and there's nothing there. That's really weird. So we're trying to figure out like what's going on. Like I even asked at one point if it was her stomach, right?
Is that your stomach growling? I'm like, no.
Yeah, it was so weird. Okay. And I'm like, dang it, I didn't have anything rolling. I didn't have any recorders on, nothing like that, right? I checked my equipment on the desk, and a GoPro was there recording, luckily. So I'm like, oh, cool. And the GoPro's audio sucks. So I was like, man, I'm not gonna be able to hear the hello, I'm sure, but whatever, I'll give it a try and listen. Okay. So we listen back to the audio, and we hear the hello, and then we hear a pause of about 40 seconds that didn't happen in real life. Like, me and Debra do not remember a pause for 40 seconds. Like, I mean, imagine if the listeners that are on right now, if you were at a haunted jail, you hear somebody say hello, you don't like get quiet and like not talk for 40 seconds. You start saying like, what was that? Or like you freak out or something, right?
I think I said, who is it? And we picked up the camera and the tripod, because at that point you're like, can we just go?
Yeah, we're like, let's go outside and look and see if somebody's here, because I could have sworn it was somebody.
You got the GoPro to see if we could go out and I said, yeah, is that going? You said, yeah, snag it, see what we got, but let's go check outside, see if anybody's out here.
Yeah, and then after the 40 seconds is up, the reaction that me and Debra remember happened. So if you're following me and Debra lost about 40 seconds of time where we were quiet, but we didn't do that.
What the fuck?
It's like we're like zoned out for 40 seconds. Both of us, we were like possessed for 40 seconds. I don't know. It was so weird. It was so strange.
Well, and at one point you busted out laughing on that tape, and you're like, I never laughed.
Yeah,
God,
there was a laugh.
You were so far from laughing. I said something creepy.
Man, that's
it's like a time warp right there.
We were in there like 15, 20 seconds, after that happened. And
I always tell this story because it's so strange, and I'm stupid because I have it on my computer. I need to do a video on it for sure.
Man, yeah, you do.
I don't know why I haven't shared it yet.
Lazy. Come on.
I know it's sitting right here on this computer that I'm on right now.
Yeah, I've never listened to it since that night when that happened.
Oh, dang. Okay, so I need to do it. I'll do it next week for the video.
Do it. That'll make for a cool video.
Yeah, it's so interesting. So let me get back to the chat. Let's see if this. I'm just gonna ignore this.
All right, dirty deets.
This little guy. Let's see. What's up, Tim? Adolf Hitler's in the house.
Adolf.
Billy says, "Woof woof, I'm a ghost." Interesting.
Hitler.
What's up? Like, why are we getting like these random troll people?
Trolls.
I never get them. Actually,
those are. You know what those are? Growing pains.
What, my coughs?
No.
Like trolls.
Oh,
that's good.
I'm not talking about your health.
What's up? Allergies yesterday.
What's up, David? M City's in the house. Hey, Tim, you're a mod. Can you make sure that these stupid trolls stop doing stupid troll things for me, please, so we can, like this guy that's saying skirt, skirt, I'm a demon.
Really?
You know what? No, leave him,
Dude,
leave him.
We
He's
were
cool.
just talking about that yesterday.
Oh yeah,
We were talking about how if we got spirits coming through the spirit box and they go like skirt skirt.
oh, yeah. Like rappers.
Skirt.
Okay, so this yeah, Tim, Regin Killer, the one underneath you is the troll. Billy's a gangster. Billy the gangster. Billy the kid.
Billy
there
the
we go.
kid gangsta.
Okay, Billy's not a troll. Okay, Billy. But hey, keep with the funny comments.
That's
Billy.
what.
Those are cool.
And Adolf Hitler, where's he at?
It's Regin Killer, Tim. It's Regan Killer or something like that. Boot that mofo. Get him out of here. We don't have time for games. It's okay. Look, it's okay to question us. Don't get me wrong. Question our
Authority.
everything. Question everything.
Our sanity.
Yeah, question our stories. That's fine, but don't say you're a liar, you're a fake, you're a fraud. There's a certain way to do it. Thanks, Tim. You're the man. I appreciate it. Adolf Hitler's here in the house. What up, Adolf? I figured he would jump on sooner or later. Keeper of the Second said, "Can I question you, JP?" Yeah, you got a question? What's up, man? I know David's not a troll. He said he could be a dwarf sometimes. Sorry you were late. No problem, Tim. Not at all, dude. Okay, so this weekend something special's happened at the old jail.
What's going on?
I don't know, bro.
What's going on?
Deborah, what's going on?
$5
You better
special.
know what's going on. On Saturday, September the 29th, the third annual world's largest ghost hunt is happening here at the old jail.
Yes, it's going to be awesome.
It is going to be awesome. This will be the third year doing it. This year it's to benefit historic sites. So we have, I think, 154 groups from 12 different countries. And we'll all be doing an investigation at the same time around the world.
Dang.
And it's a 2-hour live broadcast through shindig.com and through Facebook Live. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. There are several jails involved. I can't remember all of them, but lots of really cool historic sites that people will be able to get on and see other sites besides the jail also. I mean, it won't just be a live broadcast from the jail. They'll be showcasing different sites as they're having cool things happen while they're investigating. They'll throw you up on the screen. Of course, we'll be doing our own Facebook Live stuff, and you'll be able to see us exclusively on Facebook Live.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a good time.
It's gonna be lit.
We had the honor. We were asked by Debra herself if we could be the team to represent the jail. So
I did. I wanted a very professional team to come and.
Oh, we're not the right team.
you already.
That's before you were involved, Roman.
Oh, dude. Oh, shucks. Why am I going?
I'm just kidding. I love you, Roman. No, JP's the best investigator that I know. So I gave him first shot at, would your team like to come and I'll sponsor you here at the jail. And you can raise some money for us for our historic restoration.
Heck yeah.
You also owe me money, don't forget.
And water. yeah, that's right.
That's
I just said something I would have
Free
forgotten.
water, right?
You forgot to tell him that I found the location, and that's how you ended up here in the first place.
That's actually true.
Really?
Yes,
I didn't
I
know
know.
that.
He's the first one.
Isn't that something? You never told him
him
about that?
No.
Our relationship has changed.
Give the man credit where credit's due.
Yeah. Actually, if he hadn't mentioned the jail, I wouldn't even ever been here.
Wow.
Yeah.
And look at us now.
Dean, whenever
Anyway,
when you told her about the jail, did you think that would ever get to where it's at now?
No, people would break in here, and there were other little splinter groups around. Fly-by-nighters that would come in and call themselves investigating, and they would claim to hear different things. And my wife at the time, she had broken into the jail with a fucking candle.
No flashlight.
No
And
flashlight or
virgin.
candle. And I didn't come with her because I was not going to be caught trespassing. But it did pique my interest.
Really?
And then I asked her cousin, who's the county judge here, if we could come in. And he said, yeah. He put us in contact with the owner, the building owner, because the building had been sold. And that was the beginnings of it. And then I split with my wife, and then was just where we are now with the jail with Debra and them all
You've
coming
always
in.
been here helping me from the beginning. And
We're
long
day
way.
ones.
yeah, we are day one. My very first night here, he was here.
Wow.
That's so
Yeah.
crazy.
That's
That is so
amazing.
cool. Yeah, it's crazy. Like you call Jean and tell her about the show, and you don't think it's gonna get to where it's at, and then
Right.
now like it's like a normal thing. Like every you go up there all the time and hang out and stuff. So
I live
We
here.
reminisce about it all the time because when we first started, we didn't have power in the building. So we had a
Water.
loud ass generator outside to
Yeah,
power the
generator
equipment.
and-
And we'd park it as far away from the jail as possible.
We only did that
'cause we could-
once, and then I bought a power inverter
Yeah, then
and deep cycle battery. I
Yeah.
couldn't take the noise.
yeah, I remember that. Man, it's just so cool to see because you
Yeah,
just
we've
don't
come a long
expect
way,
something
man.
like that. Yeah. So was there something else you were wanting to add about the world's largest ghost hunt?
Just check us out on Facebook, and it's going to be a tremendous event of just a lot of groups coming together. I mean, the whole focus of it is to create a web of communication through oneness of all these people. Don't die.
I know.
Don't want you to be part of that from that side. But
Right
just
in front of
all
me.
these people really being one big group of investigating and doing similar projects along the way, just for a couple hours out of their lives, and as one group with no ego stuff mixed in with it. It's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool concept, and I remember hearing about it a couple years back. I think this is their third year, right?
Third year.
Yeah, so I remember when it first started, and then the second year I heard about it a lot more, and
Third
Yeah.
year, you're like, I gotta jump on board.
yeah, I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool
I
idea.
jumped
I
him
like
on
it.
board. I said, yeah, it's time.
It's
It's time
time.
for you.
It's time, young grasshopper.
It's a lot of work, but it's really fun, and we'll get to upload a lot of our evidence and stuff afterwards, and yeah, you'll get to enjoy doing some paperwork and filling out some forms and transferring them to digital, and yeah, it'll be cool to see.
Nice. That'd be cool.
All
to
the
see.
fun stuff. For sure, all the fun.
It'll be
Yeah.
fun. We'll get her
There's
done.
always
On
stuff
this-
like that too.
After all the live feeds, they will compile everything together and rebroadcast everything again as a show, I think on December the 8th.
Cool.
To look at it, let
Sweet.
you know for sure. I think twice they're going to air it.
Yeah,
First
and
time will be December the 8th, though. It'll be-
I'll share
It'll be on
all
YouTube.
those links and everything. Yeah, I'll share all those links for all the viewers to see, so you get a chance to see if you missed that night. So the thing I wanted to talk about the jail was, I mean, yeah, it's scary. It can be scary at times, and sometimes some crazy stuff happens. But man, it's just like one of those places that like I wish I could go to constantly. Not for the
I know.
paranormal, not even for the paranormal, just for
I know.
the fun.
It's a
fun
comfortable
time.
place to be. It's a relaxing place to be. I mean, it's not like a hostile environment like you would think that it probably would be. I mean, it was in the beginning for me. I had some experiences like that, but I mean, just in the process of, I guess, doing all this stuff and bringing it to where it is today, it's just, I don't know, I have kind of a relationship with the spirits here.
Yeah.
And we all kind of get along, and I'm never really frightened here.
Yeah.
There was
You're
a
just
point when I
confused sometimes.
really was. I'm very confused sometimes. I mean, make no mistake about it. Yeah, they can still set the hair on my arms up, but
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
not that I walk around in there afraid all the time.
Well, I like that you introduce yourself every time you come. You speak to everybody when you walk
I
through the
do.
door.
I said, Grandma's back.
Right.
And I say hello to all of them that I know. Grandma's back. And
Yeah.
I do. We have that rapport where I think I have, a few spirits here that are here all the time that kind of have my back, so I don't really fear like the big dark mass down the hallway.
Yeah.
They'll give me a heads up, let me know. I think.
Yeah, it's
Hope.
just like a nice disconnect from like life. Or
Oh,
not,
it is.
it's just like
It
you don't pay attention to your phone really. I mean, you check it from time
Right.
to time, but you're doing so much stuff all the
Well, you
time.
don't pay attention because I don't get any service in there.
Yeah, you can't. You can't mess with your
You
phone.
got
much, you know?
Verizon, you get service. Usually when I'm here, I don't even get on Facebook or anything. I just don't have time. I'm either
Yeah.
working and doing stuff, or I fall over and I'm dead. I'm doing stuff, but
Yeah.
it's just a relaxing atmosphere. I mean, big beautiful backyard. You can see every star in the sky.
Oh
Get
yeah,
out
for
there
sure.
in the hammock and
You kill
it's,
raccoons.
You kill the
raccoon every once in a
raccoons.
while. Oh man, don't tell that story, please. Yeah, I'll have lots of haters and PETA after me.
Yeah.
I
True.
didn't kill him. I just relocated him to heaven.
And you use their
He's
body
on the
parts.
Rainbow Bridge now.
And you use their bones for jewelry.
Raccoon sacrifice.
Yeah.
Well, I got a quick question for you.
I'm gonna get so much hate mail now.
When you get visitors, when you get visitors come by, what would you say is like the most number one question asked?
People who come by,
Yeah,
like who come by and visit.
they'll say, "Is this place really haunted?"
Really?
I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Can you see me?
Can you see me?
Can you see me?" And I was telling,
Melody.
yeah, it is haunted.
Melody said, "Isn't bad to have a fear of being in the dark with random noises in your room when you know everyone is asleep, or when you hear random voices." Yeah, it's not bad to have some fear when you hear that shit, for sure.
Yeah.
No, it's not bad at all.
What's up, Deity? Yeah, so out of all the haunted places you've been to, unbiased, where do you rank the jail?
Oh man, I rank it very high actually. I've been to. There's a lot of places I have not been, but I've been to Bobby Mackey's, Snobbsville Rectory, and the Myrtles probably a dozen times, and I mean so many different places. Villisca Axe Murder House.
That was awesome.
It wasn't as awesome as the jail though, as far as activity goes.
Well, just the location and the
oh,
history.
Yeah, just being there. But
I mean, that's
activity-wise, I'd be hard-pressed to say that I've been to a place that has stood up to, this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had really no groups that have left here and said we didn't get anything.
Yeah.
well, a couple got scared off.
Well, I've had some leave early.
Yeah, I believe it.
We were gonna
Yeah, I believe it. It's one of those
has a
places.
high
It's
rate of
abnormal.
I think one of the reasons it hasn't been, I mean, you think of all the trauma, bad, negative things that happened in an old Wild West jail back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of small town justice, and it was a wild place to be.
Yeah. It's when the jail is where abnormal meets the paranormal.
Yeah, it really is, because not only do you have ghosts here, but you had some sick bastards that did some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Right in here. And you had
That's
people
true.
murdered, and there were public hangings here, so it kind of runs the whole gamut. And we have an old sheriff that, God love him, watches over me, Sheriff John.
Yeah. I love the relationship you've made with the spirits. People won't understand this unless they do a lot of ghost boxing, but
or unless you spend all your time at a place like this, which very few people do. But
yeah, but like what I was saying about ghost boxing is like at the jail with you, like the way we have ghost box sessions is so weird, because usually you see ghost box sessions and you're like, who are you? Where are you? But like we're so familiar with the spirits, especially you, when we have ghost box sessions, it's like you're just talking to somebody on the phone, to a friend.
Hello, Debra. Hey, what's up? What did you do today? And that's how I talk to him, like I'd be talking to a friend.
Yeah.
I mean, I can hear the eye roll when you go, tell me your name. Where are you? Yeah, I'm with you, apparently. I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
You have to use a level of intelligence if you really want to connect with somebody. They're going to connect with somebody that they vibe with. And if you don't show them what your personality is, why would they want to talk to you? It's like,
Yeah, that's true.
They were
somebody
once
on the
people.
street.
Yeah. How would you like if someone came up to you and you're like, what's your name?
What's your name?
Yeah.
Where are you
How long
from?
have you been here?
Huh?
Yeah, what got you in here?
When was the last time you took a shit?
Really. I talk to him like I would talk to anybody, and I think that's what makes the difference.
Yeah.
It fell out of your ear.
Yeah, it fell out again.
It fell out again. Oh, man.
All right, so Deb, how can people, if people are in, okay, so first off, tell the location of the jail, like the area of Texas and the name of the
It's
city.
in Hallettsville, Texas, which is about halfway between Houston and San Antonio.
Yes.
And it's off of I-10 and 77, or off of Highway 90. 120 something miles from Houston. Takes a 2-hour drive for me to get from Pasadena down to Dina to the parking lot here.
Pass a
Yeah.
get down, Dina.
Let's get down there.
Yeah,
We
so-
have a Facebook site, Haunted Old Lavaca County Jail. The first post on our page is the booking links to book the jail if you'd like to come and, spend a private night with your group. You can book a group up to 6 to 8 people. We have a reduction in fees if you want to book a whole weekend. People like Dylan come. Dylan always comes for the weekend because he's a smart guy. We get a lot of activity here during the day.
Yes, the
And
daytime is super
most
important.
of my profound experiences have happened here during the day.
I would say I'm glad you brought that up because whenever I go at night, it's creepy, right? But during
It's
the
always gonna
day,
be creepy at night because it's
yeah,
dark.
but during the day, I'm like, whoa, it's got a weird vibe to it.
It's alive.
Yeah.
It's just alive.
Oh, man.
That's when it's the most activity is
and-
during the day.
Well, and
Yeah.
you have a lot of the residual stuff going on, the background jail noises and things that are just residual in nature. But you also have a lot of interactive stuff going
Yep.
on and
Door
Yeah.
slamming.
door slamming as you walk by and being growled
Crazy.
at. And
Yeah, it's an awesome place. So,
it
Old
is an
Haunted
awesome
Lavaca
place.
County Jail. Check it out on Facebook. Check out
If you
how
live
to
close,
reserve there if
If you
you're
want to
there.
come by for a free walkthrough tour, I'm usually here Thursdays through Sundays and working on the building. If you want to stop by, say hey, and glad to show you around. And
Tim, it's Old Haunted Lavaca County Jail. You can find it.
haunted old.
Oh, haunted. Oh, Lavaca County Jail. Been so many
Yeah.
times, but
Might cut you out of my will.
Get it right, dude.
I'm not leaving you my Andy's box.
well, thanks for coming on. And as always, if you are new to the channel, besides that troll guy,
Yeah. except
like-
for-
like and subscribe. Also, I upload Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and I live stream every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Central and every Thursday at 10 p.m. Central. What else am I gonna say? I cannot remember, but I think that's it. Oh, shout out to the mods. Thanks, Keeper, and thanks Tim for
The moderators.
for keeping an eye on that. Dylan's gonna send you that information about that
Cool. I'd
hotel.
like to read up on it. Check it out.
Real quick, Dylan said we were in one night and one of the closet doors slammed in our face out of nowhere and heard growls right next to my head and have
Oh, wow.
seen strange transparent figures in the window.
That's crazy.
Sweet.
Yeah,
let's go.
insane. Yeah, and again, if y'all haven't, check out Dylan's channel, Contra Valley Paranormal there, and also Keeper is a urban explorer and he goes to some cool places. So check out his channel as well. And Tim started making some videos too, so make sure y'all check that out. But yeah, thanks for being on, Deborah.
Yeah,
We'll have you on
Oh,
again.
thanks for having me, guys. It's always fun, and I will see you both Saturday night, right?
Cool. Tell
Yeah, sounds good.
Tell Gene I said bye because he took the headphone out. Oh, see you later, Gene. I'll see you soon, man.
Okay. Y'all have a good night.
You too.